year. But this is not just any full moon. This is the full moon that separates the chosen ones from everyone else. This is the full moon that delivers miracles. Real, tangible, life-changing miracles, but only to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear what the universe is communicating. If you're reading this message right now, if these words found you at this exact moment, you are one of the chosen ones. And during this full moon week, you are going to experience things that most people will never experience in their entire lives. You are going to witness miracles that will make you question everything you thought you knew about reality, about what's possible, about how the universe actually works. But here's the warning. These miracles will not come to you passively. They will not land in your lap while you sit and wait. They require your awareness, your attention, your conscious participation. The full moon is opening 7 specific doorways of miraculous manifestation, but you must walk through those doorways. You must recognize them when they appear. You must understand what you're experiencing while it's happening, or you will miss it entirely. Most people will experience this full moon week and notice nothing unusual. They'll go about their normal lives, completely unaware that miracles are happening all around them, completely blind to the supernatural intervention occurring in the invisible realms. But you are not most people. You are chosen, and that means you have access to what others cannot see, cannot perceive, cannot receive. So pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. These are the 7 big miracles that only chosen ones will experience during this November full moon week. And if you recognize even one of these miracles happening in your life, you'll know beyond doubt that you are indeed chosen, that you are being guided, that you are protected and supported by forces far greater than you can comprehend. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because I'm going to explain exactly why the last week of October is so spiritually volatile. What happens when you allow physical contact during this time, and how to protect yourself completely. And if your spirit is already confirming the truth of these words, write 777 in the comments right now. That number of divine protection and spiritual covering will mark your commitment to guarding what God has placed within you. The first miracle that chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is the sudden, unexpected removal of an obstacle that has been blocking your path for months or even years. This is not gradual improvement. This is not slow progress. This is instantaneous dissolution, something that seemed permanent, something that felt like it would never change, something you had almost given up on ever resolving. It will simply disappear. This could be a financial obstacle that suddenly resolves itself through an unexpected source of money, a job opportunity you didn't apply for, a debt that gets forgiven or paid by someone else. This could be a relationship obstacle, where someone who has been causing problems in your life suddenly exits. They move away, they lose interest in bothering you. They get distracted by something else and forget about you entirely. This could be a health obstacle where symptoms you've been dealing with for a long time suddenly improve or vanish without medical intervention. This could be a legal obstacle where a case gets dismissed, a problem gets resolved in your favor, a situation that seemed impossible to win suddenly turns completely around. The key characteristic of this miracle is that you did not force it. You did not manipulate it. You did not even expect it. The full moon energy is dissolving blockages for chosen ones, clearing paths, removing what no longer serves your highest timeline. And the removal happens so quickly, so completely, that it will feel almost surreal. One day the obstacle is there, solid and immovable. The next day it's gone, as if it never existed. When this happens to you, and it will happen during this full moon week if you're truly chosen, do not dismiss it as coincidence. Do not rationalize it away as random luck. Recognize it for what it is: divine intervention. The universe moving on your behalf. Spiritual forces clearing your path because you have work to do, a mission to fulfill, a destiny to step into, and that obstacle was in the way. The reason this miracle happens specifically during the full moon week is because the full moon represents completion, culmination, the peak of a cycle. And for chosen ones, this full moon is completing the cycle of struggle, of blockage, of obstacles that have been testing you and training you. You have passed the test. You have completed the training. The obstacle is no longer necessary, so it dissolves instantly and completely, making way for what's next. The second miracle the chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is a reconnection with someone from your past. Someone you haven't spoken to in months or years. Someone you thought was gone from your life forever. And this reconnection will change the trajectory of your future in significant ways. This person might reach out to you completely out of the blue. A text message, a phone call, an email, a social media message from someone you never expected to hear from again. Or you might run into them coincidentally in a place neither of you normally go. Or you might dream about them and wake up with a strong urge to reach out, only to discover they were thinking about you at the exact same time. But this is not just any reconnection. This is not small talk or catching up for nostalgia's sake. This reconnection carries weight. This person has information you need, or an opportunity they want to offer you, or an apology that finally brings closure to an old wound, or a collaboration that will accelerate your path forward, or a romantic possibility that you thought had passed, but is actually meant to be explored now, at this time, under this full moon. The reason this miracle happens during the full moon week is because full moons illuminate what has been hidden, bring to light what has been in shadow, reveal what has been obscured. And for chosen ones, there are connections from your past that were severed prematurely, relationships that ended before their true purpose was fulfilled, people who exited your life when they were actually meant to return at a later time. This full moon is the later time. This is when those connections come back around, bringing with them the gifts they were always meant to deliver. When this reconnection happens, pay attention to the timing. Pay attention to what this person says, what they offer, what they reveal. There is a reason the universe is bringing them back into your orbit right now. There is something in this reconnection that serves your highest path forward. Don't dismiss it. Don't let ego or old hurt prevent you from being open to what's possible. This is a miracle. Treat it as such. The third miracle that chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is money showing up from a source you did not anticipate. Not your regular income, not your expected paycheck, but money from somewhere else. Somewhere surprising, somewhere you weren't looking, somewhere that makes you say, "I never saw this coming." This could be a tax refund you forgot about, a check from a class action lawsuit you didn't know you were part of, an unexpected bonus or commission, someone paying back a debt you had written off as never being repaid, an inheritance from a distant relative, winning something, a raffle, a contest, a lottery scratch-off, money appearing in your account with no clear explanation. And when you investigate, you discover it's legitimate and yours to keep. A client or customer appearing out of nowhere, ready to pay you significantly. An opportunity to make money doing something you love that seems to materialize from thin air. The amount might be small, or it might be substantial. But the point is not the amount. The point is the unexpectedness. The point is that you were not hustling for this money. You were not stressing about this money. You were not manipulating circumstances to get this money. It simply appeared because the full moon energy is activating financial miracles for chosen ones who are ready to receive. And here's what makes this a true miracle. The money comes at the exact moment you need it most. Not a week earlier, when you could have used it but would have been fine without it. Not a week later when the crisis has already passed, but at the precise moment when that specific amount solves a specific problem, meets a specific need. or allows you to take advantage of a specific opportunity that is time-sensitive. This divine timing is what proves it's a miracle rather than random luck. The universe knows exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, and exactly how much. And during this full moon week, chosen ones will experience this knowing manifesting as unexpected financial breakthroughs. When the money appears, receive it with gratitude, but without guilt. Do not question whether you deserve it. Do not wonder if there's a catch. Do not feel like you need to justify why the universe is blessing you. Simply receive it, give thanks, and use it for whatever purpose it was sent to fulfill. This is the abundance that flows naturally to those who are aligned with their highest path. The fourth miracle that chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is a healing. Physical, emotional, or psychological, that happens suddenly and completely in ways that medical science cannot fully explain. If you've been dealing with physical symptoms, with pain, with illness, with a condition that has been persistent and resistant to treatment, during this full moon week, you will notice improvement that is disproportionate to anything you're doing medically. Your pain will decrease significantly or disappear. Your symptoms will reduce dramatically. Your energy will return. Your body will start functioning properly in ways it hasn't in a long time. And if you go to doctors or run tests, they will be surprised by the improvement. They might say, "This is unusual," or "We don't typically see this kind of progress this quickly," or "I can't explain why this is working now when it wasn't before." If you've been dealing with emotional wounds, with trauma, with grief, with heartbreak that has been consuming you, during this full moon week, you will notice a shift in your emotional state that feels like a weight has been lifted. Not that you've forgotten the pain or pretended it doesn't exist, but that the pain no longer has the same grip on you. You can think about the traumatic event without being flooded with emotion. You can remember the person you lost without being paralyzed by grief. You can recall the betrayal without being consumed by anger. The healing happens at a depth that talking about it or processing it couldn't reach. This is cellular healing, soul-level healing, the kind that happens when the universe intervenes directly. If you've been dealing with psychological struggles, with anxiety, with depression, with patterns of negative thinking that feel impossible to break, during this full moon week, you will notice a clarity and peace that has been absent for a long time. The obsessive thoughts quiet down. The anxiety loosens its grip. The depression lifts enough that you can see light again. You might not be completely healed, but you will have a breakthrough moment where you realize, "I can actually get through this. I'm going to be okay." This is not permanent. The reason this miracle happens during the full moon is because full moons have always been associated with healing in spiritual traditions. The full moon's light penetrates darkness, illuminates what needs to be seen, and activates the body's natural healing capabilities. For chosen ones who have been carrying wounds, physical, emotional, psychological, this full moon is the catalyst for miraculous healing that bypasses normal timelines and normal processes. When you notice the healing happening, do not attribute it entirely to whatever treatment or therapy you've been doing. Yes, those things may have helped, but the sudden acceleration, the unexpected breakthrough, the healing that defies normal progression, that is the miracle. That is divine intervention. That is the universe saying, "You have suffered enough. You have learned what you needed to learn from this pain. Now I will heal you so you can move forward into your purpose." The fifth miracle that chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is a dream or vision. Vivid, clear, unforgettable, that shows you exactly what you're meant to do next, where you're meant to go, or what decision you're meant to make. This is not a regular dream that you forget by midday. This is not a vague impression that leaves you confused. This is a prophetic download that is so clear, so specific, so detailed, that when you wake up, You know with absolute certainty that you have received guidance from a higher source. The dream or vision might show you a future version of yourself, living a specific life, doing specific work in a specific location. And everything in the dream feels real, more real than waking life. The colors are more vibrant, the emotions are more intense, the knowing is more certain. You wake up and you think, that wasn't just a dream. That was a preview. That was showing me what's possible, what's waiting for me if I make the right choices. Or the dream might show you a symbolic message that answers a question you've been asking. You've been confused about whether to stay in your current job or quit. The dream shows you a bird escaping from a cage, flying toward the sun. The symbolism is so obvious that you wake up knowing exactly what you're meant to do. You've been uncertain about whether to trust someone. The dream shows you that person with a mask, and when the mask comes off, you see their true face. The message is clear. Do not trust the image they're presenting. Or the vision might come not during sleep, but during waking hours, during meditation, during a quiet moment, during a walk in nature. Suddenly, your awareness shifts, and you see something, know something, understand something that you didn't have access to moments before. It's like a veil lifted, and for a brief window, you can see into higher dimensions, into the future, into the truth of a situation. These prophetic dreams and visions are miraculous because they give you information you could not have accessed through normal means. Your logical mind could not have figured this out. Your analytical thinking could not have solved this problem. But your higher self, your soul, your connection to divine intelligence through the amplified energy of the full moon can access infinite knowing. And during this full moon week, that knowing will download into your conscious awareness through dreams and visions that leave no doubt about what you're meant to do. When you receive this miracle, write it down immediately. Capture every detail you can remember, because these prophetic messages often contain layers of meaning, and you might understand more as time goes on. But the initial download is the most potent, the most pure before your rational mind starts questioning or analyzing or doubting what you received. The sixth miracle the chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is the appearance of exactly the right person at exactly the right moment. Someone who has a skill you need, information you require, a connection that benefits you, or an energy that complements yours perfectly. This person might be a new romantic interest who is actually aligned with you on every level, not just physical attraction, but emotional compatibility, spiritual resonance, life goals alignment, values matching, and they appear right when you had decided you were done looking, done trying, done hoping for partnership. The universe delivers them when you finally surrendered the need, which is exactly when you're ready to receive without desperation, without neediness, without trying to force something that isn't meant to be. Or this person might be a mentor, a teacher, a guide who has walked the path you're about to walk and can show you the shortcuts, warn you about the pitfalls, give you the wisdom you need to succeed. They appear not because you hunted them down or paid them or manipulated your way into their orbit. They appear because the universe orchestrated the meeting. You happen to be at the same event. You coincidentally get introduced by a mutual friend. You randomly encounter them in a way that feels fated. Or this person might be a business partner, a collaborator, someone whose skills perfectly complement yours, someone who has been searching for exactly what you offer while you've been searching for exactly what they offer. And when you meet, both of you immediately recognize, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. This partnership is meant to happen. Or this person might be a healer, a therapist, a coach, a counselor who has the exact expertise needed to help you through whatever you're currently facing, and they become available to you. Maybe they have an unexpected opening in their schedule. Maybe they offer you a discount that makes them affordable. Maybe they reach out to you offering help without you even asking. The key characteristic of this miracle is divine timing and perfect alignment. This is not just meeting a nice person. This is meeting the person who is meant to be in your life at this specific time for a specific purpose. And the timing is so perfect, the alignment is so obvious, that you both recognize it immediately. There's a sense of familiarity even though you just met. There's a comfort that usually takes months to develop. There's a trust that forms instantly because your souls recognize each other, even if your conscious minds are meeting for the first time. When this person appears during the full moon week, pay attention. Do not let skepticism or fear prevent you from exploring the connection. Do not dismiss it as too good to be true or convince yourself there must be a catch. This is a miracle. The universe is delivering exactly who you need, exactly when you need them. Receive the gift. Engage with the connection. See where it leads, because these divinely orchestrated meetings are rare, and when they happen, they have the potential to change the entire direction of your life. The seventh and final miracle that chosen ones will experience during this full moon week is the most profound of all. Sudden, undeniable clarity about why you're here, what you're meant to do, what your soul came to accomplish in this lifetime. If you've been wondering, searching, trying different things, feeling lost or confused about your purpose, during this full moon week, the confusion will lift, the fog will clear, and you will see with perfect clarity what you're meant to be doing with your life. Not vague ideas, not general directions, but specific knowing. This is my purpose. This is what I'm here to do. This is how I'm meant to serve. This is the work that will fulfill me and contribute to the world in the way my soul intended. This clarity might come through a sudden realization while doing something completely unrelated. You're washing dishes and suddenly you just know. You're driving and the knowing drops in so completely that you have to pull over and write it down. You're in conversation with someone, and they say something that triggers the recognition, and in that moment, everything clicks into place. All the experiences you've had, all the skills you've developed, all the pain you've endured, all the lessons you've learned, it all makes sense now because you see how it was preparing you for this specific purpose. Or the clarity might come through a series of synchronicities that all point in the same direction. You hear the same message from 3 different sources in 3 different contexts within the same day. You keep seeing the same symbol, the same word, the same concept showing up everywhere you look. The universe is essentially shouting the answer at you through repetition until you finally hear it and understand. Or the clarity might come through an external confirmation of something you've always suspected but were afraid to claim. Someone tells you you should be doing this, and it's exactly what you've been thinking, but didn't have the courage to pursue. Or you try something new, and it feels so natural, so easy, so right that you realize, this is it. This is what I'm meant to be doing. Everything else was just preparation for this. The reason this miracle happens during the full moon week is because full moons illuminate. They reveal, they bring to conscious awareness what has been hidden in the subconscious. And for chosen ones, your purpose has always been within you, encoded in your soul, written in your spiritual DNA, present since before you incarnated into this body. But the density of physical reality, the conditioning of society, the noise of other people's expectations, all of that has obscured your purpose, made it hard to see clearly, created confusion where there should be certainty. This full moon burns through all of that obscurity. It illuminates your purpose so brightly that you cannot miss it, cannot deny it, cannot continue to hide from it. And once you see it clearly, once you know without doubt what you're here to do, everything changes. Your decisions become easier because you have a clear criterion. Does this serve my purpose or not? Your energy increases because you're no longer wasting it on things that don't matter. Your motivation returns because you finally have direction, meaning a reason to get up every morning that goes beyond just surviving. When this clarity comes, and it will come during this full moon week if you're truly chosen, do not ignore it. Do not talk yourself out of it. Do not let fear convince you that you're not capable or qualified or ready. The clarity itself is the sign that you're ready. The knowing itself is the qualification. The universe does not reveal your purpose to you before you're capable of fulfilling it. If you can see it, if you know it, if the clarity has arrived, then you are ready to begin walking that path, ready or not. Now, let me explain why these 7 miracles will only be experienced by chosen ones during this full moon week, and not by everyone. Because some of you reading this might wonder, why me and not others? What makes someone chosen? Am I really chosen, or am I just hoping I am? Chosen ones are not chosen because they're better than others, not because they're more spiritual, more evolved, more deserving. Chosen ones are chosen because they said yes to a mission before incarnating into this life. They volunteered. They agreed to be here at this specific time in human history, to hold a higher frequency, to anchor light, to demonstrate what's possible, to help shift the collective consciousness toward awakening. And because chosen ones carry this mission, because they agreed to this service, they receive support from the universe that others do not receive. They receive protection, they receive guidance, they receive miracles, not as favoritism, but as necessary support for the work they came here to do. The miracles are not rewards, they are tools. They are clearing obstacles so you can focus on your mission. They are providing resources so you have what you need to serve. They are revealing your path so you don't waste time wandering. The reason these miracles happen, specifically during the full moon week, is because full moons are amplifiers. They magnify energy, they accelerate timelines, they bring to culmination what has been building. And for chosen ones who have been doing the work, raising their frequency, healing their wounds, releasing old patterns, staying committed to their growth even when it was hard, this full moon is the culmination point. This is when all that inner work pays off. This is when the universe says, you've done enough, you've prepared enough. Now let me clear your path and show you what's next. But here's the crucial part. These miracles only come to chosen ones who are awake enough to recognize them. There are many people walking around with chosen one souls who are still asleep, still unconscious, still living on autopilot. They will experience this full moon week and notice nothing unusual because they're not paying attention. They're not aware. They're not looking for the signs. But you, if you're reading this message, if you've stayed with me this far, if something in you is resonating with these words, you are awake. You are aware. You are paying attention. And that means when these miracles begin happening during this full moon week, you will recognize them. You will see them for what they are. You will receive them consciously rather than letting them pass by unnoticed. So here's what you need to do during this full moon week to ensure you receive these 7 miracles. First, stay alert. Pay attention. Notice what's happening in your life with heightened awareness. Don't sleepwalk through this week. Don't go through your routines unconsciously. Be present, be aware. Watch for the signs. When something unusual happens, when something unexpected occurs, when something that feels significant crosses your path, pause and recognize it. Ask yourself, is this one of the miracles? Is this the universe moving on my behalf? Second, express gratitude immediately when you recognize a miracle. Do not wait. Do not take it for granted. The moment you see the obstacle disappearing, the reconnection happening, the money appearing, the healing occurring, the dream downloading, the person arriving, the clarity coming, give thanks. Out loud if possible. Speak your gratitude to the universe, to God, to your guides, to whatever higher power you believe in. Thank you for this miracle. I recognize this as divine intervention. I receive this gift with an open heart. Third, act on what the miracles reveal. If the obstacle is removed, walk through the now clear path. If the reconnection happens, engage with it fully. If the money appears, use it for its intended purpose. If the healing occurs, honor it by taking care of yourself. If the dream shows you direction, move in that direction. If the person appears, build the connection. If the clarity comes, begin living your purpose. The miracles are opening doors, but you must walk through them. They're showing you the way, but you must take the steps. Fourth, share your experience. When you witness these miracles in your life during this full moon week, tell someone.
Share your story.
Let others know that miracles are real, that divine intervention is real, that the universe supports those who are aligned with their highest path. Your testimony will strengthen the faith of others who are struggling. It will activate hope in those who have given up. It will prove to the collective that we are not alone, that we are guided, that magic is still alive in this world. And finally, trust that if you don't experience all 7 miracles, it doesn't mean you're not chosen. It means the universe knows exactly which miracles you need most right now. Some of you will experience all 7. Some will experience 3 or 4. Some might experience just 1. But that one miracle will be exactly what you need to move forward. Do not compare your experience to others. Do not feel like you're lacking if someone else seems to receive more. Trust that what comes to you is perfect for your path. November's full moon week is here. The energy has already begun. The miracles are already in motion. The universe has already set everything in place. All that remains is for you to stay awake, stay aware, stay open to receiving what's coming. These 7 miracles are not possibilities. They are promises. Promises made to chosen ones who have stayed faithful to their path, who have continued growing even through difficulty, who have maintained their light even when surrounded by darkness. You have earned these miracles not through perfection, but through persistence, not through being flawless, but through being committed. So expect them, watch for them, recognize them when they appear, and receive them with the knowing that you are deeply loved, profoundly supported, and divinely guided by forces that see you, know you, and are working tirelessly on your behalf. The obstacle that has blocked you will disappear. The person from your past will return with gifts. The money will appear from unexpected sources. The healing will defy explanation. The dream will reveal your path. The perfect person will arrive at the perfect time. The clarity about your purpose will crystallize. These are the 7 big miracles. And they are yours. They are coming. They are already on their way. Full moon week. 7 miracles. Chosen ones only. This is your time. This is your week. This is your moment to witness the supernatural, the miraculous, the divine moving through your life in ways that leave no doubt. You are chosen, you are guided, you are protected, and you are deeply, infinitely loved. Receive your miracles. They're already yours.